the driver's seat on Miles Around, we're going to take a look at this. It's the 2007 Chrysler 300C, and this particular model is a Heritage Edition. Now, the first of the new Chrysler 300Cs was seen at the New York Auto Show in 2003. It's a Ralph Gilles design, and this particular Heritage Edition honors the 1957 Beautiful Brute. Now, in this new edition, it comes with a Uconnect system and the smart beam headlights. Dennis?
Well, you know what? There is a lot of technology, Nick, but it's more about the size and what the car embodies. Back in the 60s and 70s, and even some of the 80s, America wanted its cars big, bold, and powerful. This car has all three of those attributes. Chrysler has embodied everything that was once that great American touring sedan and given it to this car. They've hit their mark, but now let's take a look under the hood.
When you get the hood open of the 2007 Chrysler 300C, you can see it has a large V8 Hemi under the hood. Now, V8 usually means gas guzzler, but not with Chrysler's MDS system, which reduces you to 4 cylinders on the freeway instead of 8 and uses less gas. Right, Dennis?
That's true, but for me, it's a Hemi. I want all 8 cylinders. I want all 340 horsepower and all 390 pounds-feet of torque. Like I said, this is a big car with a big engine. The word Hemi just conjures up memories of Richard Petty's super stock cars on Daytona or any other number of performance cars built by Chrysler. This car is a big American sedan with a big American engine. It's there for a reason. It's what the public wants.
Taking a look around the outside of the 2007 Chrysler 300C, there's one thing that's very obvious about this car. It was modeled from Bentley. You take a look at those old Bentleys and you take a look at this Chrysler, and it has that regal imperial feel about the car. It's really nicely put together. And in fact, it looks very different this year than it has in past years, but there's one major change at the front, and that is they've gone from chrome to colored painted portion around the grille. That's particularly all they've done. They actually haven't made any major structural changes. Dennis?
Nick, you're right. There is a lot of Bentley in this car, but there's also a lot of good old-fashioned American hot rod. When you look at the belt line and the shoulder line of the car in relation to how much glass area there is, you see this kind of chopped and channeled look, like an old hot rod from the 50s. I think that Chrysler, again, was trying to rely on all their great history to bring it up to date. This car, for me, is probably the best Chrysler design as far as exterior looks in the last 20 years. Well, now we're going to move to the interior. As I talked about, that squished, chopped and channeled look doesn't relate to small room in the back of this vehicle. When you're talking about a big American sedan, I'm 6'2". I have tons of headroom and all the legroom you could possibly imagine in this spacious sedan. But it does help that my co-host is only 5'4".
And being 5'4" doesn't stop you having a good time in the front of the car, I want to let you know. There's several things in the front of this car you cannot miss. First of all, in this particular Heritage Edition, they have the light wood colors on the inside. That makes it feel really great. The large steering wheel and the flat gauges really make this feel like it's some kind of limo. And the Uconnect system is probably one of the best Bluetooth systems out there. It's easy to connect the phone, it's easy to make calls, and it's clear all the way through. Some things you want to note up front in this car is the 368-watt Boston acoustic sound system, the great navigation system, which is in a lot of the Chrysler vehicles today. It's easy to use and very intuitive. The Uconnect button is on the mirror, so you don't actually have to take your eyes off of the road when making a phone call, and everything you need is up front here in the car. And they also have something special in this Heritage Edition. I'm not sure I particularly understand it, but a third of the wheel here is actually a smoked glass sort of material. So there are things that define this as a heritage car, and of course, like every other Chrysler 300C, it's usable and luxurious.
Well, we've taken a look all around the 2007 Chrysler 300C Heritage Edition, but Nick, give us 2 ups and 1 down.
Well, let me tell you my first up for this vehicle. It's got to be the design. The 300C, this modern design, is the car that saved Chrysler, and it's a really nice design. My second up for this vehicle has got to be the price. When you get a car that's this big, this luxurious, with all the extras, you really can't believe how much you actually pay for it. It's the sort of price I feel comfortable paying for this car and would maybe make me move up to this size of car if I'd been in something smaller. My down for this car, and I'm not sure what your down is, but I'm feeling you have a down on this portion anyway, is that strange smoked glass portion on the steering wheel, and it actually appears on the inside doors as well. I don't know why they did it. It doesn't fit. and it has no use.
Well, I'll get to that in a second, but my two ups are very similar to yours. It's the 5.7 liter Hemi, lots of power in this big American sedan. It does have a tremendous road presence, and it does have just a good old-fashioned American feel to it. You know, this car embodies everything that the Detroit automakers did so well for so many years, and they've brought it back to 2007. Now, my down? It's the same as you, Nick. It's that weird translucent plastic that they have on all four door panels and the steering wheel. It doesn't make any sense, it doesn't fit, and it's probably the strangest thing. And you know what? Between the two of us, I gotta say this. Out of all the things we could pick to both like and dislike about this car, it's just one thing that we didn't like. The 2007 Chrysler 300C Heritage Edition comes standard with a 5.7 liter Hemi and a 5-speed automatic transmission. It has a base price of $34,975 with an as-tested price of $41,940. The city EPA ratings is 17 miles per gallon, and the highway EPA ratings is 25.
Here are the guys that make miles around possible. The Russ Auto Group, Baxter Auto Parts, Northside Ford, Ray Reese Dealerships, 4-Wheel Parts Performance Center, Grand Prix Imports, and J. Lee's Auto Group. Thanks, guys.
Signorama is a full-service sign company. From small indoor signs to large outdoor signs, they can make just about any type of sign happen. Signorama specializes in full-color, large-format digital printing, which can be applied or attached to almost any type of surface. Let them design, print, and finish your custom banners, vehicle graphics, display signs, and electric sign faces. They're located off I-205 on Sunnyside Road across from Kaiser Hospital. Call 503-794-1999 or on the web at signorama.com.